consultation is set. You'll get a confirmation text shortly. We're excited to help you look and feel your best. See you soon.
Most AI agencies chase new leads while the smart ones monetize the old list. What's up everyone, I'm Adiraj, and today I'm showing you how to build a fully automated outbound calling agent using Vapi and n8n. We're talking about a system that calls your cold leads daily, has actual conversations about their skin goals, checks your real calendar availability, and books complimentary consultations complete with SMS confirmations. By the end of this video, you'll have a working system that reactivates dead leads while you sleep. If you're building AI automation for local businesses, hit subscribe and let's dive right in. You want to start off by creating an account in Vapi.ai if you haven't already, and once you're in, it's totally free. Go ahead and click Create Assistant. You want to leave it as blank template and then click this blue button down here. Okay. Now, once you're inside, give it a name like MedSpa Lead Reactivation. For the model, you want to use OpenAI and GPT 4.1 Mini. We do this because it's fast, costs about 9 cents per minute, and handles rejection naturally without sounding super robotic. Now here's the key. You want to turn on Assistant Speaks first. This is outbound calling, which means the AI needs to speak the second someone picks up. Then you want to scroll down and paste your MedSpa system prompt into this prompt box. You can grab this prompt as well as all the other resources and n8n templates from my school community. Then you want to scroll down and paste in your MedSpa system prompt into this prompt box. You can grab this along with all the other prompts from my school community. There's going to be a post just like this one where you can copy paste everything directly into Vapi. So now what exactly is happening behind the scenes here? This prompt includes a critical 9-step playbook that our agent follows religiously. Step 0 is happening before she even speaks. She's actually silently firing the client lookup tool, which we will go over, to retrieve the lead's name and address from your Google Sheet. Step 1 is the greeting where she says something like, "Hi, am I speaking with Sarah?" And step 2 is then qualifying their interest in treatments. Step 3 is then offering the complimentary consultation. Step 4 asks what day works for them. Step 5 is going to query your real Google Calendar for that specific date. Step 6 presents 2 to 3 actual available time slots. Step 7 confirms all the detail before booking. Step 8 books the appointment into your calendar. And then step 9 sends an SMS confirmation and closes out the call professionally. This structure, and it's very strict, prevents the AI from skipping steps or booking appointments without confirming availability first. Okay. Now we need to give our agent real functions. So you want to go to Tools and add these 3 tools right here, which are check availability, book appointment, and look up client by phone. So these are very simple to create. You want to just click Create Tool over here, click Custom Tool, and then you want to name it exactly as you see over here for these 3 tools. Okay. Now, once you're inside and you've named it appropriately, you want to scroll down over here for each respective tool, toggle this to JSON, and then grab each of the JSON code from my school community inside that post. It's already done for you. Now, I'm going to go through what each one does specifically, okay? So the lookup client by phone is actually retrieving the lead's name, phone, and address from your Google Sheet. And what Google Sheet am I talking about? This is one that's already linked and you've created beforehand. This is also going to be in the community, okay? Now, what it's doing is it's grabbing all that information from the sheet and using their phone number as the identifier. That was lookup client by phone, right? So this is the JSON for that tool. And then we have check availability, okay? Now, this tool is actually querying your Google Calendar, which is linked to n8n for a specific date and returns all the available 30-minute slots between your business's start time and your business's end time. Next up is check availability, which essentially queries your Google Calendar for a specific date that the customer wants, and then returns all the available 30-minute slots between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. or whenever your business opens and closes. Third, and our final tool is book appointment, which actually creates the actual calendar event with all the client details and then triggers the SMS confirmation. Now, once you've actually created these 3 tools, book appointment, check availability, and look up client by phone, inside this tool section, you need to actually assign it to your agent. So go over here, go to Tools, and then just select them from this dropdown right here. As you can see, I've selected them right here, and now they are linked to our agent. So now let me explain how Vapi is going to handle it during a live call. When the lead answers, your agent immediately triggers lookup client by phone, right? So your agent asks what day works, and then the lead says Thursday, so then she triggers check availability. Then the lead picks a time, and then your agent triggers book appointment. Vapi structures all that information and then sends it to n8n for processing in real time. Now under voice settings, go to voice. You want to choose a warm professional female voice. I've chosen Claire right here. I like using 11 Labs because they specialize in voice. It's very good voice. Also, you want to scroll down to voicemail detection and then turn this to on for Vapi. Hit publish, and this basically enables your agent to just hang up on voicemails instead of wasting time talking to a recording. We want to go to predefined functions and enable end call function. Why do we need this? Because our agent needs to gracefully exit when someone's not interested. And this is absolutely critical, especially for outbound calling, because you do have to respect people's time. Now let's jump into n8n, which is our backend. When you first open this up, it's going to be empty for you, but you do not need to rebuild the entire thing by hand. Just grab all the complete workflows from my school community. There's going to be a post just like this one where you can just copy paste the file right in. Okay. Once you do that, this outbound dialer and the appointment scheduler will load instantly for you. So at the top, we have our outbound dialer workflow, and at the bottom, we have the actual booking workflow, right? So I'm going to go through each one in detail. And if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments, or even better yet, post it or message me directly in the school community. Okay. So this workflow is set to run automatically every day at 11 a.m. And now let's go through each node. So the first node is the daily at 11 a.m. schedule trigger, which fires at 11 a.m. every single day with no manual intervention required. The second node is our get uncalled leads node. This Google Sheets node queries our lead sheet and then grabs every row where this call sent value is set to no. Okay. And this essentially just returns every uncalled lead in our database. Let's move on to the next node, which is our process one by one node. This is just a split in batches node. It's critical because it processes one lead at a time instead of firing 50 calls simultaneously, which would overload the system and hit API rate limits. Next is our make Vapi call node. It's pretty self-explanatory what this one does. This actually triggers the outbound call by sending the phone number from your Google Sheet, the assistant ID for your agent, and the phone number ID for your Vapi account. This call initiates immediately. Over here, there's going to be a few things you need to do. You want to grab this phone number ID associated with your phone number over here. Now you want to actually create a phone number for your agent. And this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go over to phone numbers over here, click create phone number, and then you can select any area code you would like that Vapi gives you. And you get 10 free phone numbers if you're located in the US. Now, once your phone number has been created, you can give it a name like leads, and then you can copy my settings as you see it over here. It's very bare bones. There's nothing really going on over here. And you might be curious, why isn't our agent assigned inside outbound settings? It's a good question. These outbound settings in your Vapi phone number configuration, they're intentionally left blank. And why? Because in our n8n workflow, we're using the API for outbound calls. And so we're making these outbound calls programmatically via the Vapi API node, okay? When we're specifying this assistant ID directly in that API request. And when we do that, we're dynamically assigning the assistant per call, which overrides any default outbound settings, right? So we don't actually need to do anything over here. These UI outbound settings are more for manual or simple calling, whereas the Vapi UI's outbound settings are designed for manual dialing, batch CSV uploads, or simple campaigns without complex routing. The workflow that we're about to go through is a bit more sophisticated because we're pulling the leads from Google with filters, we're processing them sequentially, tracking call status, and integrating with appointment scheduling tools. Long story short, you don't need anything inside these outbound settings. Also, because we are calling via API, we don't need the default settings, which is what you see over here. Since over there, we explicitly provide the phone number ID, assistant ID, and the customer number, these default outbound settings would be ignored anyways. So just copy this as you see it, and then you should be good to go. All right, so our fourth node is the make Vapi call node. And this is an HTTP request node, which triggers the actual outbound call by sending the phone number from your Google Sheet, the assistant ID from your agent, and the phone number ID for your Vapi account. This call initiates immediately. Over here is where you're going to need to paste in your details. And let me show you how to do that. So your phone number ID is going to be over here. It's going to be this ID right here. You can click copy from there. Next up, we need the assistant ID. So go over to assistants, and your assistant ID is this right here. So click copy and then paste it in there. And then finally, the customer number is what we're grabbing from our Google Sheets, which is over here, right? And this we just inject via this code, okay? Then after this, our fifth node is our mark as called, which is updating that specific row in your Google Sheet. And then over here, we change call sent from no to yes, so you never call the same lead twice. After this, we have a sixth node, which is simple wait 30 seconds, which is gonna pause for 30 seconds before looping back to process the next lead. This pacing is what keeps everything super smooth and prevents overwhelming the whole system. So what's happening is this loop is going to continue until every on-call lead has been processed. If you have 100 leads, the system is going to make 100 calls, marking all of them as called, and it's going to complete the entire list from our testing in roughly 50 minutes. Next up, our second workflow is the appointment scheduler workflow. If you've watched any of my other tutorials, this should look pretty familiar to you. This workflow runs continuously in the background, listening for webhook requests from your agent during live calls. So let's break down the logic. The first node is the webhook node, which is the entry point for the entire system. Every time your agent's going to trigger a tool during a call, this request arrives here with a tool name like lookup client by phone, check availability, or book appointment. Your agent's going to be passing arguments like the phone number, requested date, appointment time, and the tool call ID so that n8n can respond appropriately. Okay. Now, super key over here is you want to actually copy this production value, right? You can just click it to copy it, go back to Vapi, and go to messaging over here and paste it in here. Also, you want to go to tools, each of the 3 tools you've created, book appointment, check availability, and lookup client. You want to go to here and paste it over here as well. Okay. That is what's going to connect all of your tools and your agent to n8n. Next up is the route by function node, which is a simple switch node that decides what to do based on which tool Vapi triggered. If it's lookup client by phone, we go retrieve the client data from Google Sheets. If it's check availability, we're going to generate available time slots from Google Calendar. If it's book appointment, we go create the calendar event and then send the SMS confirmation. And this is how n8n chooses the correct path. Now let's go through the client lookup. This is what happens when your agent needs to look up client information. And if you remember from earlier in this video, it's what it does first because we want to greet the caller by name. So it's very straightforward. This is what it does. It just looks up their name from here. Now let's go through this client lookup flow and let me show you what happens when your agent needs to actually look up client information, which is what it does first thing in the call because we want to greet our lead by their name, right? Let's click into here. This is the Google Sheets get row node, which queries your Google Sheet for the row where the phone number matches the one that your agent is calling. It's going to retrieve your client name, phone, and address. All this happens before your agent even greets the lead, right? Next up is this respond with client data node, which just sends the data back to Vapi in a JSON format. So now your agent has the lead's name and can say, hey, am I speaking with Jennifer? Instead of hello, who am I speaking with, right? Big difference, especially for cold calls. Next up is our check availability path. Over here is first we're getting the existing leads, which is just a Google Calendar node that retrieves all the busy appointments for that requested day. It uses the date that your agent received from the lead and then calculates the end of day to avoid time zone issues. After this is the merge node, which just combines the tool call information from the webhook and the calendar data from Google. Both are required for this next step, which is a code node. This just handles the actual schedule generation. All that's happening here is we're reading the incoming tool data and the requested date. Next, it's going to load the scheduling rules, like when the workday starts, ends, what's the appointment length, what's the buffer, and what's the time zone. This is going to generate every possible 30-minute slot for that day. Then we're going to grab the busy appointments from Google Calendar and then filter out all the events because those don't want to book time slots. After that, we expand the busy period by the buffer windows to prevent back-to-back bookings. We are removing any potential slots that overlap with busy windows and then removing any slots that are in the past. So we're cleaning it up. Finally, we convert these clean slots into natural, easy to read times like Thursday, February 13th at 2 p.m. And then we return those to Vapi so your agent can actually present them to the caller. Then our 8th node is the send availability response node, which just sends the available times back to Vapi along with the correct tool call ID so your agent knows exactly how to respond. She's going to then say something like, I have 10:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 4 p.m. available. Which one works best for you? So that concludes the check availability path. Now let's go through the book and confirm path. So this is what happens when a lead actually picks a time and we need to book an appointment. This node over here is the extract customer data node. When a lead picks a time, the booking tool is going to fire. But before we create the calendar event, this code node is going to mine the conversation history to retrieve that client name, phone, and address that we returned from earlier from the lookup tool. This ensures that we have complete client information for the appointment, right? Then after that, we have the create calendar event node, which actually creates the actual MedSpa appointment in Google Calendar. This event includes the client's name, phone number, address, appointment start time, appointment end time, and description with all contact details. The appointment now exists in your real calendar. After this is our SMS booking confirmation node, which is a Twilio node that sends an SMS to the client's phone number with the appointment detail. The message, you can see this right here, and you can tailor it for your business and your use case. Finally, and our last node is the send booking response node. This just sends a simple confirmation back to Vapi so your agent can respond with something like, perfect, your consultation is all set. You're going to receive that text shortly. We're super excited to see you soon, right? So that's the whole system. We've gone over both flows. Now let's go ahead and test this all out. The original recording of this demo actually got corrupted, so I had to re-record it. And in the time between then and now, and it then rolled out a security update. That means I couldn't just copy the old workflow exactly. So here's what changed. And it now blocks access to any property literally named arguments inside their expression sandbox. This is a JavaScript reserved word that now flags it as a potential security risk. So they restricted it across the board. Now the problem for us is that Vapi sends all your tool call parameters inside a field literally called function.arguments. So anytime you try to access things like the client's phone number or search date directly in an expression, and it then would just throw an error saying cannot access arguments due to security concerns. So the fix is simple. We just add a code node down here. This just sits right after the webhook, and it's going to parse that arguments object once and then expose everything as a clean, safe field name that then the rest of the workflow can refer to and access without any issues. And then super simple, we just have to replace all those variable names downstream to reflect the new naming conventions that we've designed in our code node. All right, now let's test it out. Call came in.
Hi, am I speaking with Adiraj?
Yeah, hey.
My name is Sophia from LA Med Spa. You inquired about our services. I wanted to follow up. Do you have a quick minute?
Sure, yeah.
Are you still interested in treatments, skincare, injectables, body contouring, or anything else?
Yeah, I'm interested in Botox.
The best next step is a complimentary skin consultation. Our esthetician assesses your skin and creates a personalized plan. Completely complimentary. Would that be helpful?
Yeah.
Perfect. What day works best for you?
Can we do tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
I have availability at 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., and 3 p.m. tomorrow. Which one would you like?
Yeah, 2 p.m. is good.
Just to confirm, Adiraj, a complimentary skin consultation on Thursday, March 5th at 2 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. Your consultation is set. You'll get a confirmation text shortly. We're excited to help you look and feel your best. See you soon.
Awesome, thank you. So yeah, I got that text message as well and also showed up on my calendar, okay? So it came up with my name, phone number, and the address, and with med spa appointment, right? This setup works incredibly well for real med spas and aesthetic clinic owners because these service businesses lose a massive amount of revenue when cold leads just sit in their spreadsheets forever. Your AI lead reactivation system is going to call every lead automatically every single day. It's going to have these personalized conversations using the real data. It's also going to qualify interest without being super pushy. And then it's going to book them in by checking real availability and then send those SMS confirmations to reduce no-shows. It does this 24/7 on autopilot and never forgets to follow up, right? And this can scale to unlimited leads. Med spas pay for this because it solves a real burning problem for them, which is reactivating dead leads and filling appointment gaps. So that's your complete med spa lead reactivation system. If you want the full JSON workflows, the complete prompt file, everything's available inside my school community. Also in there, I'm running a free 5-day sprint with one focused action per day. It's built to get you your first AI agency client in under a week. If this video helped, like, subscribe, and comment which industry you want me to build out next, and I'll see you in the next one.